We're live.
All right. Hey, everybody. We're on YouTube tonight, so please come over on YouTube and watch us. We're going to do a little bit of a side talk about movies and the horror brackets that we have going on. My name is Bryan Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Bryan Enright or on Instagram and Twitter at Bryan Enright. I'm getting rid of the horror Jew because I feel like it is offensive to people who are Jewish, and I have renounced atheism. So maybe I'll be the horror atheist. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but you can follow me on as Bryan Enright on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared.
Good evening, Bryan. Good evening, Ray. We are on YouTube only tonight. You guys can find me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on Twitter at @zombie_survivor, where I pretty much just retweet sports stuff. Back to you, Bryan.
Thank you very much, Jared. Don't mind my kid. And last but not least, President Ray Merrick. Ray, good evening.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here in some way, shape, or form. And I want to thank everybody who has voted on our fan vote ranking system. It's going swimmingly right now. You can vote on the thing, and in a couple minutes, you can vote on Monster Squad. And then later, The Lost Boys. And then, of course, all of the Paramount Friday the 13th are up currently now. So get on and vote, and I'll calculate them. And I'll kind of run down some of maybe the top 10, the current top 10. Sounds like my kids are having a hernia. I think Bryan ran off for a second to probably wrangle in that wild child.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about Evil Dead, the 2013 Evil Dead, a little bit. He just got the director's cut. I love this movie. Yeah. I haven't gotten was it director's cut or is it
the unrated version?
Unrated version.
I have not gotten it yet, so I'm interested. Which makes me just want to throw my original copy out the window.
I'm just kind of upset because I thought that the reverse slipcover would be not racist.
Oh,
would be what? Reversible?
Not racist because it's.
Oh,
it comes with the theatrical on the unrated version.
This one has this on it.
Ooh, I like that.
This is the version I bought in 2000. I had no clue that was on there. You want to know why? Because I've got this with the digital, and I've only watched the digital copy. I don't think I've ever watched
mine has it too. Woohoo!
All right.
I win.
1-0.
So Bryan, let's go back to what you were saying about the ending of the 2013. I'll never call it a remake, reboot, or anything. It's just another Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was asking you guys, and of course those now who are watching, their post credits, Ash shows up and he says groovy and he holds the chainsaw. I'll go to my opinion and you guys go to your opinion, but I want to ask everybody, when Ash comes up in the post credits, do you feel like it's
I'll go to my opinion and go to your opinion.
Do you kind of feel like it's Ash saying that he approves this movie, or do you think that it's connected with the original Evil Dead? My opinion is I think that it's connected to the original Evil Dead. I think that there was intention with the TV series, but they never got to that route. So it's just kind of.
That's fair. That's a fair opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of leaning towards the former, where it's like I approve this message.
Yeah, I could see that too.
But at the same time, I mean, how cool would it be for Ash and that little girl Mia to get together?
Mm-hmm. Well, they have the car. The car's at the cabin.
What if Ash is her grandpa?
What
Somehow.
if he is her daddy?
I mean, this was before the TV series, which I believe probably wasn't planned, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was her dad. Whose cabin was it in the first place? Because didn't they say it was their grandfather's cabin?
I think the parents.
Or maybe it's post Army of Darkness, and the car got no, because the car went into the portal too. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, it did.
Yeah.
Unless you saw the international version where the car came back in the cave.
Yeah, but that's that's different though. 'Cause, like if they came after Ash went, I don't know. They just, of course, they just threw it in there just for the hell of it, you know. And I think that cameo of Ash was just to make sure he was in Evil Dead, that being all of them. But I actually also say that just in case fans were pissed off because Bruce Campbell wasn't in it, they just threw a little something at him to make him happy. Because I remember whenever I saw it in the theater, and I was like, "Oh, that movie was pretty badass, actually." And then he showed that, and I lost my mind. Yeah, it would be cool if we saw me and Ash together, though, like Jared said, or one of you guys said it.
Yeah, I said that. I know he produced the movie, so I mean, he definitely had a hand in the the production of it.
Well, he gave it his blessing in the special features, I believe, on the Blu-ray I have. So he was all for it, and I'm all for it. I love that movie.
The question is should they try to add to it?
I would like to see another one. What is his name? Fede Alvarez? Is that a guy?
Fede Alvarez. Yeah.
Last year, he said if some soccer team won the World Cup, he would do another one, but they lost. So it didn't happen, obviously. But I'm all for another one of those movies. Bring Mia back, or just have a rotating cast of people ending up in that fucking cabin finding the book.
Yeah.
Or Bruce Campbell should do that horror show that I was selected for, so we can get Bryan on TV.
The one you're not supposed to talk about, or you weren't supposed to talk about?
Yeah,
like
that fell through. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That's when we first started the Horror Syndicate.
I was going to say, it was over a year ago, before we started the podcast.
Apparently, it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I don't know.
Maybe that's why he charges so much for a fucking photo op at the cons.
How much does he charge now?
It was like $80, I think, but then you had to actually take a card that would reserve a spot in line, but that doesn't guarantee a photo op if he runs out of time.
Yeah.
Basically, when Jared and I went to Horror Hound last year, we had the option: do we wait here for how many ever hours, or we do go and enjoy the convention, like sane, rational people?
Yeah.
So
logical.
Logical. Because obviously, we're not sane or rational for a horror convention.
When I went to Monster Mania, I just hang out with Justin, Mike Lombardo, and Joe and Zane the entire night.
We went by their booth quite a bit, but they had such a small booth at Horror Hound that we couldn't hang out very. They were busy too, so we couldn't hang out very much.
Yeah, they were okay at Monster Mania. They like Mike was doing. Mike was hustling Doomsday.
Did he sell a lot?
Business. He sold like 20 copies or something like that.
Wow,
cool, good for him.
He's a charming guy. I can see him doing that.
Well, he's got that beautiful physique, especially since he's been on the Lauren Lepre diet.
Yeah, man. Mike was doing good. That was a good time. I'm gonna probably find myself doing a little bit more at NJ HorrorCon, going around talking to different people. I'm gonna give David Howard Thornton a Horror Syndicate T-shirt.
Yeah, that's cool. Are you still gonna send me one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do have this, but
no, I'll send you. You want red, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I have the version with the blue stripe and black. I don't have the blue on a red shirt, and we don't even have that option on the Teespring or whatever. So that'd be totally different from all the rest of them that I have.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah, we didn't get to talk about your guys' experience at Monster Mania because we had a guest last week.
Oh, she was talkative.
She was very talkative.
Yeah, she was fun.
She was nice gal. Bianca.
She was cool.
Yeah, man, I had no problem with her. I was getting drunk. She was drunk.
Bryan, we're gonna get you into Zombinatrix.
I'm okay, right? I'll be okay.
No, you should be in that.
I'll be okay.
You
If
play
there's
shit.
anything that Bryan does not want to be around, it's Corey Feldman. Or his fans.
Or his angels.
Yeah, you might stab him with a zipper.
I might stab him, yeah. Dude, I just want to talk. It's like, since this is like the Horror Syndicate, like after hours, like this is like Horror Syndicate Cinemax.
It's like Showtime after hours.
Yeah.
Right. Red Shoe Diaries.
Where's the saxophone sound and the girl stripping all kind of naked?
So I want to talk about my article. So when I did that Corey Feldman article and I posted, like immediately it got shares. Like people were like going crazy over it. Like
Yeah.
people, like all over websites, and they're just like, "Can you believe this? This isn't true." And people are like, "Yo, someone stabbed Corey Feldman." And then it was like, and then like his Twitter like was updating every like 10 minutes, and then he's just like, "I was stabbed, but I didn't die." And then it was like, "I was stabbed, but not by a knife, by a needle. I was stabbed, but the needle didn't pierce the skin. I was stabbed, but I don't know what I was stabbed with. I'm in the hospital. I don't know if I was stabbed." And I had to like fucking go into the article like every 10 minutes while I was following Twitter, like changing, like update. Here's an update, because I didn't want to be considered fake news, because I mean it works well with the older generation's fake news.
It was funny because I kept looking at it. I'm like, why is this changing?
What's up?
I kept looking at it, like it kept changing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why does this article keep changing? Because after he posted that, I started reading it because I was like, what the fuck? He got stabbed? What happened was he probably went for a routine doctor's appointment, and that's why he was in the hospital. And they tried to draw blood, and his publicist was like, "Oh my god, he's being stabbed by a needle, but it didn't pierce the skin." What a weird fucking thing. He's a weird guy. I'll never forget seeing him at Horror Hound in I think it was 2017. Mm-hmm. He was there. I really wanted to get him to sign my book, but I think he was only signing his own autographed pictures. But he also wore his hat, and he had a mask on and sunglasses, and it looked like he had looked like he was an apiarist. Is that what they're called? The beekeepers? He looked like a fucking beekeeper. So what happened to this guy?
So, funny story about Corey Feldman. He was at a convention that I was working with, and I was friendly with one of his chaperones that was escorting him throughout Atlantic City to the conventions and everything. And they took him to a strip club, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's Corey Feldman." He walked in there, and he got kicked out of the strip club because he tried sticking his finger up one of the strippers' asses. So yeah, that's the story. Good old Corey.
Oh, what a spooky guy.
Yeah.
That's like the best way I can think of ever describing him.
Yeah, well, it happens. I mean, like, you can have all the money in the world, but you're still going to get kicked out of a strip club. You stick your finger up one of the dancers' butts.
I thought that was just expected.
Yeah. Or they stick their fingers up his butt. I don't know. Someone had their fingers up someone's butt, and they got kicked out. But he was miserable to, like, everyone that wanted an autograph from him. And then he did a live performance.
Oh, no.
No, dude. Like, he had two girls that were dressed up as angels, and he was doing his he does this like weird Michael Jackson bit where he wears his fedora and he wears the one glove and a
He's been doing that since like 1988.
Yeah,
Dream Me a Little Dream. Remember that? Was it the second one that he did?
I think it was the first one.
I think he did it in both of them.
Might have been both of them, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't to hang out with Corey Feldman.
Has anybody seen his transsexual vampire film? Joe Ridgely's asking for a friend.
What?
Joe Ridgely's no Joe Ridgely, but if you find a Joe Ridgely, maybe it may make an appearance on VHS at midnight.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Bryan, just so you know, Monster Squad has landed on our votes. And it has 18 votes, 12 5-star votes.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. 12 out of 18 5-star votes so far.
Hey, man.
Four
It's
4-star
like that-
votes.
It's like that Meatloaf song. 12 out of 18 ain't bad.
I told you it would be okay. People love Monster Squad.
I know, but I feel like a lot of people don't consider it an actual horror movie.
It is, though. It might be a kids type horror movie or whatever, but if you want to look at it that way, but it's a horror movie still. I mean, it's got all the trappings. It's got some.
It's a horror movie to me.
Scared, but it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a horror movie. It's got fucking classic monsters in it. That's all I need.
Yep.
Let's see. I got to update the sheet now.
Monster Squad has like one of the best transitions for the for Wolfman.
It does. In the telephone booth, yes.
And then when he gets blown up or thrown out the window and blown
up. Yeah, that's really cool. That was a cool idea. The gore
was top notch, man. I mean, you can't make a PG-13 movie like that anymore. Like, I'm surprised that The Gate got away with the PG-13 rating.
The Gate. So
it may have even been PG.
I put up that picture of me from 1986, and somebody said I look like Stephen Dwork from The Gate.
You do.
You do.
You do.
You do. Yeah,
The
Gate is PG-13. Yeah.
I love Kid Ray Merrick, where you did that app and it gave you a beard. You were like a child.
I couldn't find that either. I looked for it after you said something. I couldn't find it.
I'll find it. I'll get my wife to find it. She's really good
right now. Hey, right now, listen. Right now, Monster Squad is #1 on our top 100 list.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right now, it'll probably change, but as of right now, change.
You're gonna have all your horror elitists come out, and they're gonna
I know.
Shit all over it.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all in fun. I mean.
Yeah, it's what the horror community does. They maintain a balance.
It's not just a horror community. It's every fandom community does that, and I still think comic book fans are the worst. I belong to that, and I think I can say that.
Yeah, dude. I won't touch the comic book community with a 10-foot pole. That's all you, baby girl.
Yeah, it is all me.
Like
I've got no horse in that race either, honestly.
Yeah, you don't want a horse in that race.
I can talk about the Punisher all day, but I won't dwell into anything else. Comic book universe, like the Batman thing. They make a Batman movie every 7 years, and I'm okay with the way things are. I did notice that the Batman versus the Ninja Turtles movie looks pretty cool for that movie.
I think it looks fun.
Yeah,
I'll check it out. There's a comic book that has come out in the last year or so that was really good. Really just fun, you know. And that's all I look for when I watch these movies is to enjoy them and have fun. Because I love people hate it, but I love Batman Forever. They don't hate it as much as Batman and Robin, but
no, Batman and Robin's is hot trash fire. At least Batman Forever had a brilliant performance by Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Batman and Robin did have rubber nipples.
Well, so did Batman Forever.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know Joel Schumacher was involved. Everyone's got rubber nipples.
Everybody's got nipples.
We're not just nipples, rubber nipples too. Yeah. Speaking of Joel Schumacher, The Lost Boys is going to go up this evening as well for the rankings. Rubber nipples too. Yeah, I remember Kiefer Sutherland. You could see him through his leather jacket. No, I don't know.
You know what? It sucks because it's funny that you bring up The Lost Boys because that's what drowned the Monster Squad.
Was it? I guess so. It came out at the same time, didn't they?
They both came out at the same time, and Lost Boys drowned the Monster Squad. They didn't have a chance. It's just nice to see that it's getting recognition throughout all these years. I mean, Lost Boys had a way cooler. Well, I wouldn't say way cooler. They just had more songs in their soundtrack than Monster Squad. But they had Lost Boys soundtrack is ace.
Yeah, but Lost Boys is also more adult, and vampires were pretty well in at that time. So, you know, plus, you know, all the vampires were sexy and had mullets. Can't beat that. Not to mention the saxophone guy. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, that's Tim Capello.
Yeah, I mean if Monster Squad had that, I'd beat anything hands down.
You know what's funny? I was driving to work one day and listening to FM radio because I didn't have my headphones or anything like that, and they played uh, Tina Turner's Beyond Thunderdome theme song. We don't need another hero, and they included the full sax solo from Tim Capello, and I was just flabbergasted. I was like, "Holy shit! They're playing this song on FM radio at 6 o'clock in the morning in South Jersey." You know, I'm surprised I didn't hear fucking Nickelback 5 times already.
That song, every time that video came on, I really want to see Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome because of the video.
This is how you remind me.
Yeah. What?
Sorry. Fucking Nickelback.
You love them.
But yeah, Tim Capello, man, he recently did a song with the synthwave group Gunship called "Dark All Days," and the music video is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it's like a Lost Boys type video.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they figured they get the guy who plays the saxophone in Lost Boys. Why not make it like a Lost Boys video?
They make it like a Lost Boys video, but they make it about vampire hunters going into a city of vampires to hunt them down, and they have vampire hunters such as Blade, the Frog Brothers, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then at the end of the music video, they all get killed by the vampires, and then there's this huge live action heavy rainfall of blood, and Tim Capello's playing the saxophone, the girl singer is just flash dancing, and it's really fucking cool.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a really cool music video.
It's fun.
Yeah, I love synthwave. I'm glad that it's getting a lot more recognition, especially with Stranger Things, the season 3. Holy shit!
Oh man, did you see the trailer?
You were talking about that, the trailer,
dude. The end of it especially. It looks really. There's a little beastie at the end of the trailer. It looks. I can't wait. It's July. It comes out July 4th. How many people do you think are be watching fucking fireworks, or how many people do you think are be watching Stranger Things?
I will be watching Stranger Things because fireworks are overrated. I'm a millennial. I pay online. I don't pay with checks. Yeah. So I'm gonna be inside with.
It's okay. You can buy fireworks with cash.
True. My kids like fireworks. That's about it. But other than that, I don't give a shit about fireworks. I want to watch Stranger Things before I have to go up to Days of the Dead, and I'll probably hear people spoiling it up there. So
I love blowing shit up, but now that I have a dog that hates fireworks, I don't honestly know what I'm going to do this year.
Do any dogs like fireworks?
My dog's scared of him.
Yeah, so is my dog.
Yeah, I don't do fireworks either. The dogs lose their shit.
Do they on the floor? Or speaking of losing your shit, somebody shit on the floor at work this week.
I saw your post about that.
I almost took a picture of it, but I didn't want to walk past it because then I might have to clean it up.
That reminds me of a TV show. Like somebody was walking around in the department, the bathroom department. And they took a shit in the toilet,
that's happened. Toilet. They take all the toilets off the floor. They used to have toilet displays on the floor. They got rid of that because that used to happen quite a bit. But no, the thing is, it was a perfect plop of shit. It wasn't a turd. It was like a plop, and it was like rounded, like a Hershey's Kiss almost. And as I'm walking out, me and my brother-in-law were walking out. We saw a customer round in the corner and stepped right in it and slipped and damn near fucking bit it. He stomped right into the shit. It was so gross. Yeah. And he just stood there with his foot up. He's like, "Can I get a paper towel?" And I'm like, "No, we'll get somebody to clean it." I was like, "No, for my shoe." I'm like, bro.
Dude, you guys would have had a lawsuit if he would have slipped and hurt himself.
Oh, I know. How'd you get all this money? I sued Home Depot for stepping in shit. That's the American dream right there.
The next time I go into Home Depot, I'm just going to take a shit in lumber.
Well, here's the thing that I'm baffled about with this whole situation is it looks like somebody had to drop the shit that way. Because somebody's like, well, did it roll down somebody's leg? I was like, I don't think so. Because it was a perfect plop.
I worked at Wawa. It's a convenience store here on the East Coast. And I I clean the bathrooms regularly. You know, I was that guy. I was stocking the freezer and the cooler, and then cleaning the bathrooms and making sure that, you know, I covered breaks for the gas attendants when they went in to take lunch breaks, shit like that. And there was 2 incidents. One I was not involved in. The other one I had to clean up. Someone took a dump in the urinal that I had to clean up.
Oh, yeah.
I was fucking mad. But
Isn't there a name for that?
there is a game for that, yeah. And
No,
it's
not a game. Is there a game too? I meant a name.
Oh, yeah, there's a name for that. There's also a game for that.
Let's
And
do
then
the
the
game.
other one happened to Chuck, and he'll tell you about it. He went into the bathroom, and someone wrote on the wall, "This is poop," with actual shit.
Oh.
Yowza.
High class people we have here.
Kind of like Art the Clown did in Terrifier.
Yeah.
On the
That
shit.
fucking scene made
Gross.
no
There's
sense.
strange writing on the
Yeah.
shithouse walls, man.
It really didn't make sense. Just Anthony, just to let you know, the Beyond we will do that for sure, and I can do Toxic Avenger as well. I'll do that for tomorrow.
So we have requests.
Yep, we have 2 requests: the Beyond and Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
And I'll take just about anything. The whole idea is to build a database of movies with scores. So this came out of talking about the shit at work. So what a day! What a week!
What a week!
Yeah, I mean, Brian's back at work at True Green. Mike is MIA. To be fair, I think him and Lex are at some kind of convention because she got a picture with somebody and an autograph, and I'm like, oh, I bet Mike doesn't come on the show. Okay.
My daughter's losing her mind right now because she's watching. All right, sit down. Sit. She's watching Totoro, my friend Totoro, or my neighbor Totoro, whatever it's called.
I have no idea what that is.
Is that the one that the song goes dun 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 dun? Dun? No.
It's the cartoon. It's a Japanese cartoon produced by Disney.
She is really getting into it.
Yeah, it's bedtime. She's getting into it now.
Yeah, of course. Way to do it.
But yeah, I don't know where Mike's at. I hope wherever he's at, he's having fun.
Yeah. Sure he is. He seems like he has fun anywhere he goes, doesn't he?
Even if it's like we're crashing out at my house watching Volumes of Blood, he still has a good time.
Yep. So is he going? Is he going to
No.
to New Jersey? No. He opted out.
I think the thing with NJ HorrorCon, it's just not that what anyone's told me. It's from my own personal viewing experience. The thing about NJ HorrorCon is that no one makes any money.
Really?
Yeah, unless you're a celebrity, you're not really making money. Like the vendors really don't make money. But they go to Monster Mania because Monster Mania sells out every year, and you could be there selling like, you know, like ice cubes to an Eskimo at Monster Mania. They're gonna buy it because it's just so crowded and everyone's always buying shit there. So I think that because of NJ HorrorCon being so fresh and being so new and competing with Monster Mania, that a lot of people don't want to travel down to Atlantic City to go to a convention.
Do you think Monster Mania would be better in a different or not Monster Mania? NJ would be better in a different location and only once a year.
That depends on what kind of deal they have. I don't know any of the financial schematics of things, but
Well, they're doing 2 conventions. I mean, sure, the guests are different, but they're 6 months apart, and they're in a terrible. I don't know. It seems like that's a terrible place.
the showboat, the convention floor is pretty cool. The hotel rooms will triple charge.
Well,
you.
not that the location itself, but the town in Atlantic City. That sounds to me. I'm of course I don't live out there, but it seems like it's.
All right, so Atlantic City. Brief history about Atlantic City.
I've seen the
New
beaches.
Jersey. The economy sucks in Atlantic City, and it's because of the casino gambling economy.
Okay.
Now, online casinos came, and everyone who was really bringing money into the casinos don't go to Atlantic City anymore ever since casinos opened up in Philadelphia. and online gambling has been, easily accessed by anyone and their mother. So you have a lot of crime going on in Atlantic City. You have a lot of corrupt. I know you need to lay down. You have
She
a lot of.
likes it. She likes
Lay
it.
down and watch Totoro. You have a lot of like corrupt crime and politicians, and the politicians are working hand in hand with the casino owners, and there's a certain casino owner there who doesn't work there anymore and bankrupt all his casinos, and now he's the president of the United States. I'm not going to throw any names out there, but he had a big hand destroying that economy.
Let's not throw names out there. We have no idea what you're talking about. But
yep, not throwing names out there, but so yeah, Atlantic City is kind of on the verge of turning into Liberty Island from Escape from New York. And until that day happens, they're better off having conventions during the summertime, because the summertime brings in a crowd.
Yeah.
Because you have the beach there and everything, but you have a lot of shady shit going on in Atlantic City. Unless you work at Jenny's Club. Jenny's Club's been doing really good since they opened up the HQ. Whatever it's called, and they've been bringing a lot of people in from New York and a lot of businessmen and such, and younger crowds. So it all depends on who you are and where you go. But Atlantic City, there's not a whole lot of people going there, and it's of course there's a shit ton of hotel rooms you can stay at, and there's a lot to do, but it's not really the safest place in the world. And they're trying, though. They're really trying, but the economy really sucks. And there's really like no money for people in the working class or anything like that. So anyway, that's pretty much what's going on with Atlantic City. And I feel like Monster Mania does so well because they have that hotel that they've been doing in Cherry Hill for years and years and years, and they won't change venues because they want to keep it, vanilla. They want to keep it like historical to the people that have been going. They don't want to change venues, and then have it like a life-changing experience for people who used to go.
It doesn't allow the convention to expand.
Yeah. So what they do now is they sell out of tickets.
Bless you.
Thank you. And they have a shuttle bus now, which was a great
He's an
idea.
atheist. Come on.
And their shuttle bus is pretty cool because it's free and it takes you from the across the street to the hotel. Because Monster Mania runs out of parking spots very easily.
I bet that would actually be pretty awesome if Horror Hound Downtown Indy and Days of the Dead would do that, because parking sucks downtown. Jared can vouch for that.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a clusterfuck if you don't know exactly where you're going.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I know the two Star Wars celebrations I went to in Orlando had shuttle buses that were magnificent. I wonder if they'll do the same thing in Chicago. That, I think, any convention, I know it's probably through the hotel, but they maybe hotels like that in big cities should have shuttle buses that could do that, because I don't want to go to Horror Hound and fucking park. What was it? How much did it cost me to park? Cost us to park. It's like $40, wasn't it?
I want to say 30 to 40.
Okay, ridiculous
for a day.
And then the hotel was like $150. That's okay. We had a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody's in the area, Bryan will be there with some shirts, some hoodies. I think he's got some stuff. $15 Horror Syndicate shirts and VHS at Midnight. So if you're down there for NJ HorrorCon next weekend, go find Bryan, go find Jenny, go find Chuck, get a picture with those mooks.
Yeah.
Well, there she is. You see her?
Hi, Rhiannon.
Bryan disappeared. Now there she is.
I know, she's taking over. She's looking at his phone like, who are you?
What is going on here? Where did he disappear to? Yeah, I know. I'm pretty excited that they're getting to go, and that one, was that 2 weeks ago that they did? I was a little jealous about that one, to be honest, because I would love to hang out with all the guys from the Scream team, and what we kind of got to at Horror Hound with Justin and Zane. We're going to try to do I talked to Justin briefly about doing a crossover podcast with the Indian Infestation, so
Yeah, that'd
maybe
be
we
cool.
can put that together. Yeah. I want to do 2 different episodes, though, so we can do one on their show, and then we can do one on ours. I think that'd be kind of cool. And talk about 2 different things.
Those guys are a lot of fun.
Yeah, they seem. I mean, I know Justin and Zane, and of course Mike, but the other guy is his name Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him at all, but yeah, it'd be good. Plus, Justin's kind of our sponsor. Where'd Bryan go? Did he leave again?
I think he did.
I'm right here.
Renee Rivas is currently voting on all of our current matchups, or not matchups, rankers. I don't know what to call them. So, that fucking video. So, what else do we want to talk about, gentlemen? Talk about
I don't know, who's watching right now. What's good on Netflix? I know Netflix added a show called Love, Death, and Robots, which is pretty fantastic. It's like the modern era heavy metal.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Everybody keeps talking about it, but I haven't watched it yet. I always wait till everybody's done talking about it to watch. Like the Haunting of Hill House, I waited like 6 months until everybody stopped talking about it before I watched it. Then that's not on purpose. It's just the way it works.
You liked it? Was it good? Did you like it?
The Haunting of Hill House?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was magnificent.
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Hauntingly beautiful, actually.
Yeah. It was surprising. It made me feel weird, which I like about, like haunted house type stories. It make me feel really weird. And, before going to bed, I always made sure there was a light on somewhere.
Did you find all the ghosts?
In the show or in my house?
Both, I guess.
Oh, God.
I don't know if there are any ghosts in my house. The other night I heard a voice coming out of Reynolds' room, but it wasn't him. But I think I was in that weird in between sleep and
that twilight stage.
And I think it may have been Sylvester Stallone.
Nice.
Because I was falling asleep watching the latest Rambo movie from 2008. So it may have been him. But it woke me up out of what I thought was a dead sleep. I was like, oh, my God, what the fuck was that? And, of course, Reynolds is, sleeping like Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
And he wakes up to, killing's as easy as breathing.
When pushed, killing as easy as breathing. Yeah, that's a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. I love that movie. I watched all 4 of them recently. I had to take a break from horror. So,
oh,
yes,
man. What was that, Rambo?
Which one?
Rambo.
The last one?
Yeah.
That was good.
That was super violent. I loved it.
Well, he gets on that fucking 50 cal and blasts a dude in the head after like cutting another guy's head out clean off.
Yeah, and one other guy he like cuts clean in half at the waist.
Yeah. But he was mowing fuckers down in that 50 cal. It was crazy.
Yeah. Like
that was good.
The First Blood, I really loved the naturalism of First Blood. How he was just like, an average like POW or not POW. Yeah, well he was a POW, but he was also a veteran. And how he's just like running away from like the law of a corrupt town. I like that. I like the dramatic part of that. And then of course, when they erased the ending where he was supposed to die, kept him alive. The sequels got really fucking bonkers, especially Part 3, which was a canon film. And that movie went nuts.
It really did.
I don't know what happened, but something was happening. There was helicopters, like 3 helicopters. He was like holding a knife, standing against 3 helicopters. And
he was fighting Russians in Afghanistan, and then they played a game with a goat.
Mm-hmm. But that's also part 1 of a double feature with Hot Shots Part 2.
Well, they do go hand in hand.
They do, yeah. And Richard Crenna is in both of them.
Is he in Part 2?
Yeah, he's in.
He makes a cameo. Oh, that's right. He was being tortured, and the popcorn comes out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that was him.
Exact same role. Yeah.
Oh my god, I have to watch that again now.
Dude, that movie's fantastic.
I like the first Hot Shots better, of course. Come on.
Oh, get out of here. Hot
Yeah,
Shots doesn't have a chance against.
You know what? The second one is great. I remember being so excited for that to come out, and it was good and everything. But the first one is so classic, you know.
Top Gun's pretty easy to parody, though.
Yeah, and I think Lloyd Bridges was on his game in that one more than ever. I like that they made president and he had a lightsaber fight with Saddam Hussein in the second one. That was fun. I saw that in the theater actually.
My the better movie than that from the 90s, probably one of the most hilarious like slapstick comedies from the 90s was National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh my god, yeah.
With Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson. That movie had me shitting bricks.
And Tim Curry was the villain, right?
Yeah, Tim Curry and William Shatner, yeah.
God, what was Tim Curry's name, though? He had some weird, like... I gotta look it up. Yeah, I remember I recorded that, I think, off Showtime.
Oh my god, that movie's so funny. That was who was in that? Kathy Ireland was in that. She was like the lead female. There was a cameo from Denise Richards.
She was a role leader or something, wasn't she?
She was one of the girls in David Letterman's hotel room, or not David Letterman, Dennis Leary.
The Wilderness Girls. That's what they were.
She was. Kathy Ireland was the president of the Wilderness Girls. Denise Richards was one of the escorts in Dennis Leary's hotel room when William Shatner and Tim Curry come in. That movie is fucking bonkers. Like, if you love Lethal Weapon and Lethal Weapon 2, you'll absolutely go bananas over. Like, the one scene when they shoot down the wrong camper on the beach and it's Bruce Willis and comes out. And he's John McClane. I fucking love it.
Isn't he? He's credited as John McClane, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yeah. It's William Shatner plays General Mortars. Yes. That was the name I was thinking of. General Mortars. Her name is Miss Destiny Demeanor. Sergeant Jack Colt and Wes Luger.
What about the one scene, like the notorious scene from Lethal Weapon 2 when Riggs goes up and Murtaugh's on the toilet and there's a C4 strapped to the toilet, and then in this movie he goes upstairs. He's like, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm taking a shit."
It's a good movie. Those parody movies from the late '80s, early '90s, like Naked Gun,
yeah.
Man, they're so much fun. I'm not usually a parody guy, but I really like those. Those were fun.
It all started with Airplane in 1941 or 42.
Did you guys watch Silence of the Hams?
No, I've never seen it.
With Dom DeLuise. Oh God.
Oh, I may have seen some of that.
It was on VHS at midnight a couple times.
Was it?
I'll have to put it on again.
I can't keep up with you guys in that.
That movie's really funny.
And of course, all the Mel Brooks films.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mel Brooks was king.
The Inquisition. Let's begin the Inquisition. Look out, son. We know you're wishing that we go away. Yeah. I love History of the World Part 1. Spaceballs seems to be everyone's favorite. It's like the holy grail of like Mel Brooks movies.
I was a big fan of Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and
I like that
Dracula,
one too.
Dead and Loving It.
I think Spaceballs, because it did Star Wars and Star Trek and Planet of the Apes. I think that's why it was so much bigger. And most people, my kids love that movie.
Oh, it's so fun.
Men in Tights is a lot of fun, especially Richard Lewis as the sheriff of Rottingham. But yeah, my favorite of the Mel Brooks movies is, of course, Young Frankenstein. And that one movie wasn't even that funny. I loved it. Even though Blazing Saddles is pretty damn good too. I mean, most of Mel Brooks movies are great.
Yeah, Blazing
So I've never seen. There's a couple I've never seen though. Like I've never seen The Producers.
The Producers is really good.
That's good.
One of the ones I like came out in the early '90s, and it wasn't a parody; it was an actual, just a movie. And he was rich, and he lost all his money. I think it was called
Life Stinks.
Yeah, that
Life
movie
Stinks. Yeah,
really good. They called him Pepto, I think was his name. Yeah, I love that movie. That was a good one. I think that was my introduction to Mel Brooks, actually, without realizing that he did Spaceballs.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And his horror homage, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite of his movies. That's a really good movie overall, not just comedy.
And Peter Boyle as Frankenstein, or the Frankenstein's monster.
What was the lady's name? Von Schweiger?
See, that could be a whole other like topic of an episode, is like horror comedy or comedy horrors.
There's not very many horror parodies, are there?
Not that I'm not like off the top of. I mean, you could probably consider Shaun of the Dead a horror parody in a way, but
Yeah, that one. I mean, that one's just. I wonder what that would get. I'll have to put that one up too. That so many people love that movie, to where it's like every time people come over to my house after I got it on DVD, they want to watch that. To where I got sick and tired of that fucking movie.
because when it dropped, I mean, it was like the first movie that actually like. I mean, it was violent, it was bloody, it was disgusting, but it was also really fucking funny at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, it depends on like your humor level. Like, British humor is kind of dry.
No, I loved it when I first saw it, but seriously, literally, every time somebody came over to my house, they wanted to fucking watch it. And I watched it probably 3 times a week, it seemed like, because everybody wanted to watch it. And I always had different people coming in and out of my house. It's like, no, not Shaun of the Dead again.
Yeah.
So many
No me
times.
gusta.
If you owned a copy of it on DVD, everyone always wanted to watch. I was that guy, right, too. I went through the same bullshit where, like, I loved it. My brother took me to the premiere to go see it. And then, I thought it was great, and I was showing all my friends, and they were like, oh, this wasn't bad. And then the girls that they were dating were like, oh, have you ever seen this movie called Shaun of the Dead? It's really funny. And then they're like, hey, my friend Bryan owns it. Let's go to his house and watch it. And you're like, oh, this is a funny movie. And I'm like, yeah, we watched it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I like it. I haven't watched it. I watched it once with Reynolds when it came out in Blu-ray. I bought the Steelbook. Yeah. And that was the last time I watched. He's watched it a bunch since then. I know that he really likes it, but it's still hard for me to watch anymore. I like it,
Yeah.
But it's like Halloween. It's kind of overrated if you ask me. It's good, but maybe just I've seen it too much.
It's really funny, and I'll probably visit again maybe later this year because I haven't seen it in probably 4 years.
Yeah.
But
That's probably worth watching again. I've got my Blu-ray copy's really cool. If I can, here, I bought it because I had to get. I mean, look at the cover.
I like that.
I love that. It's pretty great.
It's simple but effective.
It's the Steelbook. It came with a digital copy. I was like,
it's got the broken record. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was the selling point. I was like, oh my God, I have to have that.
Get higher, baby. Don't ever come down. Free bass.
Even though I kind of talk bad about it, it's not that I don't like it. Again, people take me the wrong way when I say stuff. Like even Milliner the other day when I said I think Halloween's overrated. I think he thought that I didn't like the movie or I didn't think it had a place in the top 10 of all the horror movies. I do. It's just Jesus. I've seen it so many times, and it's everybody's favorite apparently. Yeah. And again, I went on with saying it's one of those movies that even the regular people know about and talk about around Halloween time. And that's why. It's because it's a theme fucking, I think that's another reason why. I don't want to talk about Halloween, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest movie ever made.
No, it's definitely not better than The Thing.
Nope. So you launched Monster Squad at the beginning of our pod.
Yeah.
It now has 51 votes.
Uh-oh.
31 are 5 stars.
Woo, that's 60%.
31 hearts are hearts.
31 are 5 stars. Yep.
Yeah, 5-star ratings. Let's do some math here.
All right,
14
who
are
are
4
the
stars.
who are the horror elitists that are giving it awful review?
David Jeffries is one of them.
No, he gave it a 5. Didn't he?
Yeah, he gave it a 5-star.
One of our former writers.
Yeah. Rob Martinez gave it a 5-star.
Always welcome back.
5-star. He's cool in my book. I thought he gave it a 1.
No. There's no 1-star ratings. There's a 2-star.
A good buddy of mine, Joey Luna, gave it a 5-star.
So it's coming in at a 4.49. Hey, that's not bad for that movie. 4.49. That places it right below Alien. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Which would put it in the top 10 at this point.
Yeah, it's at number 7 right now. Nice. Right between Alien and A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I would shit a brick if Monster Squad is ahead of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I'm gonna start building other profiles to vote on this to knock it down. No, I mean I can't. This is not something I can fix. So I cheat with. It's the fan vote. Where we're doing it by the fans for the fans. It's not my personal. This is why I wanted to do it, because I feel like any list that I put up is obviously biased on my opinion. So let's do something that's not my opinion. Let's do something that we have a pretty good, strong following. Why not?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, not Horror Syndicate. Monster Squad's a late bloomer. It's been out for years, but people really didn't start catching on until recently.
Well, I mean, the Horror Syndicate's also a late bloomer if you think about it.
Yeah. I know, right? Weren't we toe-to-toe with Hollow Weekly, and now they're 51,000?
That's why he's
But we actually have interaction and engagement.
Sorry, my daughter had to tell me about her show, Miraculous.
It's all good. My daughter
and the character Hawkmoth. There's a character called Hawkmoth.
I really like that shirt, even though it's a garbage movie, Ray.
What?
I love that shirt, but it's a garbage movie.
I thought you were talking about Monster Squad. I was like, what?
Oh, no, I would never say that. That's blasphemy.
I mean, it's a really bad movie, but it's a fun shirt. For sure. Like I said, it spoke to me. Oh, man, Miller just voted on some Friday the 13th action. Oh, what did he vote on part 6?
Yeah, he just hit us up with a bunch of votes, looks like.
Yeah. Let's see. Jared gave Friday the 13th part 6 a ha-ha. Miller gave it a ha-ha.
I'm listening. I'm going to check out these votes.
Even Lex Quinn gave it a ha-ha. A ha-ha is a 4-star rating. Let's see, what did you give part 5, Jared? Did you do part 5?
I gave it a wow.
You gave it a 3-star rating.
Yeah, I gave it a wow.
Our friend Renee Rivas gave it a 4-star. Let's see. Horror Movie Vault voted on it, gave it 4 stars. Eben Green gave it 1 star. I don't get it. Why the 1 star?
There are worse movies out there.
Yeah, I mean, for Friday the 13th part 5.
Oh, dude, that's a great movie.
Oh, I know. Oh my God! Anybody who uses the thumbs up icon for this is killing me. It killed me very slowly. And one of them is my friend Richard. He did it on Friday the 13th part 4. It means nothing to give the thumbs up, just so everybody knows. Miller gave part 4 a 3-star.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see that.
Milner gave Monster Squad a 4-star.
Hey. Monster Squad. Yeah. I'm disappointed with Jason Takes Manhattan. It's the lowest scored movie so far. Who did the fucking thumbs up? My friend Danny Becker. I'm going to kill that son of a bitch.
Dude, Jason Takes Manhattan's a diamond in the rough, man.
I love that movie. I don't care how bad it might be. It's fun.
It is a fun movie.
And Kane Hodder looked really. I love them. Matter of fact, he's going to be at Days of the Dead in that costume for photo op, and I'm doing it.
Oh damn! In the Manhattan get up.
In the Manhattan get up, yep. Yep. I would do the Manhattan and the Part 7 get up if I caught him doing that one. Man, I would never do the other ones.
I wish he would, like, maybe in the near future he could do a number 7 get up, just since John Carl Beekler passed away.
He's done the 7 get up before.
Has he?
Yeah.
That seems like that would take a lot of time to get set up.
Well, maybe. I mean, it could be just like a suit he puts on.
Oh yeah.
I know. Well, there's somebody I follow on Instagram. His name's Lord Chaos. He's got the Part 7, and it's just like pieces that he has to put on. I mean, the thing I'm hoping about. Bryan's voting. Better watch out. The thing I'm wanting to see is if they make him slimy or if he's going to be dry, because Jason is slimy throughout that whole movie.
Oh yeah, he was wet the entire time.
So I mean, this doesn't really matter if he's slimy or not. I'm still going to get the photo out because we got the photo out with CJ Graham and Steve Dash, which I'm very happy we went. That was $100 well spent because Steve Dash is gone.
Yeah,
and I've got a picture of him and CJ in their costumes.
That was kind of sad because he did kind of pass away kind of suddenly.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of was suddenly. He was actually very active on social media too.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Because then he had to have one of his legs amputated, right? Because he had diabetes.
I think that's what did it for him, right?
Yeah, I think it was actually complications from that. It's sad stuff. He seemed like a good guy. When he passed away, I think I told the story about when we went to the Horror Hound. He was there, and he seemed to remember Reynolds hit him on the head with a Crystal Lake sign. Mm-hmm. Not hard or anything. He was playful. He's like, "I remember you," and was hitting him.
Yeah, dude, that was rough. I mean, he's a nice guy. I met him a few times.
Yeah.
He's from my neck of the woods. He was up in New York.
He certainly has the accent for it.
Yeah.
Or he had, I guess, I should say. Oh, man, the Thing is making a run for it.
Really?
It is mere percentage points away from passing Night of the Living Dead. And it's about a 0.5% behind Halloween, so it's pretty close. I need to do something about this mustache. I got one hair that keeps poking me in the nose. Hate mustaches. What's up, mustache? Yeah, but fucking Friday the 13th Part 8 is taking it on the chin. I really appreciate everybody getting in and voting. I hope I'm expecting people to get sick of seeing these pop up, but until that happens, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, man.
What did you guys vote for Scream, just out of curiosity?
I gave Scream a 4.
In case Morgan's watching.
She ain't watching. She doesn't care about us anymore. I gave it a 4. I think she told me she misses being on the show. Maybe we should have her on sometime.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I gave it a 4. I actually like Scream quite a bit. That like I told the story last night. I did a live feed on the Horror Syndicate Facebook page, and I kind of talked about seeing that movie and how it kind of brought me back to horror because in the 90s was such a weird decade for horror.
Yeah, everything was like direct to video or
not even just that. There was just, and plus there was a lot of bad movies. Mm-hmm. You know, and then I saw Scream. I was like, uh-oh, this is good. This is going to bring horror back to where it should be.
Yeah.
And I think
Scream did a fantastic job.
Yeah. Oh my God, the score for Friday the 13th Part 8 just keeps dropping. It's below Babadook, which that's not getting a fair shit. Bryan, what do you think of the Babadook?
He's gone.
What do you think about the Babadook?
I love the Babadook.
Babadook, Boobadook. Yeah, I love it too.
Booba Face. I actually got to see that in the theater with a couple,
Really?
yeah, with a couple of coworkers.
I didn't even hear about it until after it came on Netflix.
Yeah,
and then me and Elizabeth made fun of it all the time. Every time we saw it.
I saw it in a theater with a double feature of Babadook and Whiplash, the jazz drum movie. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was one of those fancy theaters that had like reclining seats and stuff, and the sound effects were cool. But getting to see it in the theater, I was actually much more immersed in the storyline than I would have been if I like rented it and saw it at home.
Saw it on Netflix. Yeah, I mean that's how I watched it, but it got my attention immediately when I watched it. I mean, when I watch a new horror movie that I've never seen before, I really try to, like you say, immerse yourself into it. Because even still, I watched The Void last night. I talked about that a little bit on my podcast, on my live feed, and I was doing other. I was trying to do the count or the top 100 stuff, and I had to stop because I needed to watch that movie. That movie is so good. Because I like to multitask. Reynolds always asks me why he's not allowed to multitask like me. Like, you gotta hone your skills, son.
I was gonna say, you gotta learn that ability. I still am horrible at it.
I am wonderful. I can do like 3 things at one time.
Fuck my life. I can barely cook and tie my own shoes at the same time.
Dude, I cook. I've got a movie going, and I'm chatting with people and stuff. I'm doing all kinds of shit. Never mind that the food's burned and I missed the whole movie. No, Monster Squad just fell. Just still above A Nightmare on Elm Street, so it hasn't fallen in place. It's just the score fell just a little bit.
Yeah, it's the elitists are coming out.
The elitist.
Another one that I saw in the theater that we haven't added yet to the list is It Follows.
Oh, that's got to go. Let me get a pen and we'll start writing movies down. Then I'll start putting up. Give me just a minute. It Follows is great. I thought. What about you, Bryan?
What's up?
It Follows.
I liked It Follows. I love the soundtrack.
Yes.
I thought the movie was okay, but I love the soundtrack. I thought it accommodated the movie. There's a lot of moments where they're just staring at each other for a very long time. Very
synth-wavy soundtrack.
Yeah. The Babadook, I know you guys are just talking about that. I really like the Babadook.
Did you like it better than It Follows?
Yeah.
Just because of like the underlying themes of it?
Yeah, I like that the Babadook represented grief.
Yep. Grief and loss and how that can affect everything, every aspect of your life.
Okay, you still talking about It Follows?
Well, we kind of bounced back to the Babadook because Bryan didn't get a chance to talk about it.
God, yeah, I really like that, and I think people are shitting on it because they don't understand it.
No, they don't. Just like The Witch.
Yeah. No, that's another one I need to put on here.
What? Which one?
The Witch.
Oh, yes.
I'll do Neon Demon, too.
And don't forget Suspiria.
The remake. I still haven't seen it yet. I need to dedicate like half a day to that.
Who is messaging me? Who is this?
Jared, if I download a digital copy, I'll give you the link.
Oh, I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I don't have time to watch a 2.5-hour movie most times.
That's what took me so long. I said fuck it one night and I watched it and I just couldn't get into it.
The soundtrack sucks.
It wasn't that. The things I think that I loved about the original, they disappeared in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of didn't help me. The acting was fine. I liked the character representation for the most part. It was just drug on. It just didn't feel necessary to me for the most part. And then when they got to the end, that's when it started kicking in. And I'm like, the end is fine. The end's good. But the rest of the movie is just kind of blah.
So do you feel like they could have cut like an hour out of the movie?
Yeah, probably. I do. I do think there was a lot that they didn't need. But, I mean, that's my opinion. That's the one thing I love about talking with you guys. We all have different opinions on stuff. And who knows? You might like it, Jared, you know? Bryan likes. There's a lot of people that do like it.
I want to add Slither to the list.
Okay. What? Come in. Don't bang on the door. What do you want?
I want milk.
You want milk?
Yeah.
We need to add something old because you have Psycho in there. We need to add something older. Than
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we can add whatever. I'll be right back. I gotta get milk for the baby.
Milk for the baby.
She's not a baby, but...
And I'm by myself, YouTube. I'm not reading the comments, so if you guys want to say something funny, do it now. If anybody's watching. I think Nosferatu should be on there. Nosferatu, in my opinion, is probably one of the top 25 horror movies of all time. People don't like it because it's black and white and silent.
All right, sorry. We still going?
Yep.
Okay.
I was actually talking to YouTube for a second.
Okay. Let me see if we have any comments. No. But I'll put the Beyond on. I'm going to put all the Fulci ones anyway. The Beyond and City of the Living Dead has already been done. Zombie needs to be done.
Yeah.
So does... Do we need to do a House by the Cemetery? No, we don't.
No. Honestly, those are probably the only Fulcis we need to.
What other older movies? Because I'll get into like the Universal movies, maybe some of the Hammer movies.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, that.
I was actually just talking to YouTube about that. I love Nosferatu.
Yeah, Nosferatu. I don't know. I
Rosemary's Baby.
I've tried. That's on my list for sure. I love
Rosemary's
that movie.
Baby, yes.
The first ones I put up were leftover posters I still had downloaded from the March Madness. Which, because we're doing this, I'm not going to do another bracket this month. Just an FYI for anybody who was expecting another bracket. There's not going to be one. Because I have to put my energy into this or that. There's no way to do both. Because I also have to do my comic book stuff, as well. I've got a lot of stuff going on with that too right now.
Have you done Reanimator yet?
Hey guys, I just wanted to jump on real quick. Letting you know I'm peacing out, but you gentlemen have a great night, and I will catch up with you soon. Okay.
All right, Bryan. Have a good one.
All right. See you guys.
See ya. We're just gonna stay live and talk for a little bit. Is that cool?
I'm fine with it.
That way, if I need to, I can go back. And yeah, Monster Squad just fell below a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Have you done Reanimator yet?
Yeah, Reanimator's been done.
Yeah.
It is sitting at 4.19. It is just barely below An American Werewolf in London and above The Shining. Now Monster Squad is just above Psycho. So, is Monster Squad better than Psycho? I don't think so.
No.
See, and that's the problem with this. Is like you can look at some of these and be like, that movie's not better than that movie. There's no way, that's for sure with some of these. Like like I said earlier, some of these Friday the 13th are. Virginia Buchanan. They're going to the con tomorrow. Creepy World. Sorry, she messaged me.
Yeah. Okay.
She's going to be wearing her Horror Syndicate hoodie. And she's going to do some live feed stuff. So awesome. She is the coolest mofo out there.
Yeah.
Anybody still watching, whoever's watching, throw some movies out there because we're going to. I have no problem with keeping doing these until we go through 500 if we need to. Because, having this is, these numbers, it's a very useful tool.
Dog Soldiers, The Descent.
Did you like that movie?
Dog Soldiers?
Yeah.
I thought it was actually not bad.
Okay, I'll put on those. Descent. I think I'm going to do... I already said I'm going to do The Beyond and The Toxic Avenger tomorrow. And
like anthology movies like Creepshow.
Yeah, Creepshow is going to be for sure. See, we should go here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the horrorsyndicate.com and look at our old top 100, our regular, the one that we voted on.
Oh, yeah.
And see what falls in there. And then
The original one.
I'm going to compare lists done because there will be a cutoff time to where when I post the actual 100, because I'm going to post it on the website as the fan vote, fan follower vote, whatever you want to call it. I feel weird calling people our fans, but they're horror fans, so it makes sense, right? All right, top 100. You know that 80s horror doc that's coming out that they did the crowdfunding for?
The one that Bryan was hoping to get us to do an interview for? Yeah.
Yeah, they shared our top 50 80s movies this week on their Facebook page. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. All right, so number 1, Tenebra. That's number 100. The Birds. Should we put that on the list?
Classic Hitchcock.
What about Tenebra? So I'm worried that the movies like that they won't get so many votes because of lack of viewing. You know, how about The House on Haunted Hill, 1959?
Yes. People aren't well versed in Italian horror, in my opinion. Like, everybody.
And I think they get dismissive with Italian horror. You know, it's gory or they don't understand it. But especially with the giallo, there's like we talked about before. There are literally three different kinds of Italian horror movies. There's the giallo, or the giallo, however you say it. There's the gore, and there's the cannibal ones, or the zombie. Gory zombie type movies. Creature. That's going to go on there. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Of course. All the original first ones.
The Universals.
Yeah, just the originals.
What about Wreck? Wreck.
Wreck?
Yeah. REC record. You know?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Saying record, yeah. Yes. The first one, definitely.
Okay. The Brood. The Cronenberg movie. What do you think about that one?
My personal opinion, Rabid's better.
Oh, yeah. Rabid will get done. Let me write that down. Rabid is a beautiful movie. There's something about that movie that is just emotionally beautiful. Does that make sense? Especially the ending. What about Ty West's The House of the Devil?
I think that deserves a chance because it's very underrated and not a lot of people know about it.
It's in our top 100 now. How about Night of the Demons?
Yeah.
Justin Seaman's favorite. Well, Monster Squad is his favorite.
Yeah, Night of the Demons, yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Why not?
What about Pumpkinhead?
Pumpkinhead, yes. I have a very soft spot for that because it's a fucking terrifying creature.
Yeah. It's actually not a bad movie. I like the first two. Blood Wings, I think, was the second one. That one wasn't too bad.
Just that I don't know who did the special effects on that movie, but that Pumpkinhead's terrifying looking.
Can be.
Okay.
I think it's based off of what's his name? That big time guy, what is his name? I can't think of the name. Stan Winston. I think it's based off a Stan Winston design. But I know there's a picture they have of somebody in the full body of Pumpkinhead suit, and he's wearing tennis shoes.
Nice.
Definite. Nightbreed.
Yeah.
What about Near Dark?
Man, I like that movie, but it's hard to think because there's so many movies out there that deserve to be voted on, but don't necessarily get touched on.
Yeah, and I may still, put the voting out there to see where it falls. Because, here's one. Night of the Living Dead 90. I'd like that would fall, because I personally love it, and I think a lot of people do. I'd give it a solid 3 or 4. You know,
Yeah.
it can't be better than the original, not at all. But I don't know. I love Pet Cemetery. I'm going to put on there. You said Creep Show. I'm going to probably do all the Halloween sequels and the Nightmare sequels. Well, have you ever seen Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer?
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that?
I think it's very, very fucked up and a good movie.
You think it would deserve consideration?
I think so. Horror purists would appreciate it because what's his name?
Michael Rooker.
Rooker, yeah. Did you put Slither down? He's good in that movie too.
I did. Anthony T says Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Absolutely, we'll put that on there.
Yeah,
The Blair Witch Project. Yeah, I'll put that on there. Though you were saying before we went live, talking to your wife about the Blair Witch Project, about how effective it was when it came out. When I went and saw it, they were still running that deal on the internet where it was real.
Right.
So we went to the theater thinking it was real, and I didn't find out till the next day that it was fake because it was in the newspaper the next day, and then all of a sudden Heather started popping up in Steak and Shake commercials. So
Steak and Shake.
yeah, that's legit what it was. I remember seeing her. This is not a restaurant. This is not a workaround. This is a restaurant. I'm like, oh shit, that's where Heather went. She went from dropping snot on a camera to serving steak burgers. All right. Black Christmas, Anthony T says, what do you think?
Black Christmas, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. How about now this one? I definitely think think it belongs. To me, it teeters on horror. Deep Red.
I'd say give it a shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a very good movie. I think that movie deserves a shot. And I would say anybody who hasn't seen it that wants to see it, probably watch it twice. Because I think there's kind of like a weird twist in the movie. And if you miss it, it can fuck up the whole movie for you. You got to pay attention, especially the third act. The original Fly, we've already done the 86 Fly, the Cronenberg Fly. But I love the original. I think it was ahead of its time.
help me, help me.
Help me, help me. Yeah, I love that.
You did that good.
Yeah. Help me. I love that movie. I like to tease my kids. What about Jacob's Ladder?
Oh, yes, definitely.
That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
So I'm just looking at my shelf here. Hills Have Eyes, the original.
Yeah, I've got that on my list.
High Tension. One of my personal favorites, Frankenstein's Army, even though I don't think a lot of people have seen that, but that's
Which one?
badass.
Frankenstein's Army?
Frankenstein's Army.
I've never seen it.
The Frighteners, Peter Jackson.
That's a great movie. I haven't watched that in a long time. That's one of Michael J. Fox's best performances.
Yeah, that was a very underrated film that people don't talk about very much.
No, they should. It's good. I'm going to put that up for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have The Toxic Avenger, The Beyond, and The Frighteners. I need at least 5 to 6. What about High Tension?
I like High Tension.
The Mist is one I'm going to put on there. I love that movie. That ending is fucking heart-wrenching.
Yeah, that movie's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I want to try to find something from the 70s. Something that kind of gives us...
What about I Spit on Your Grave? I don't care for that movie. Last House on the Left.
Those are both rape revenge movies.
Yeah, but they're somewhat horror movies. I don't really care for them. I remember, I'd see these documentaries about horror movies, and they would call Last House on the Left one of the classic horror movies. So when the age of DVD was like in full, like things were starting to come out. This was like 2002 or 2003. Like everything was coming out on DVD all of a sudden. I saw it at Best Buy for like $8. I was like, oh my god, this is a find, because I had never seen it on VHS anywhere, and I'd never seen the movie. I took it home, watched it. I was like, what a waste of money. What a waste of my money. I was so upset. And then my ass bought the fucking remake. You look on our list, for our actual list, the Babadook came out at number 59. It Follows is number 58. 30 Days of Night is number 57.
That's weird because Babadook and It Follows like literally came out like within a couple months of each other.
Yeah. Yep, and they're both. I thought they were both terrifying. My story with It Follows was we watched that one night late, Elizabeth and I get up and go to work. Well, I used to at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's still dark outside. And going out in front of my house, it's always silent. There's nothing ever around. And so I get outside. I didn't see anybody. Then all of a sudden, there's a big street light underneath. I see this lady like power walking towards me by herself. I'm like, oh my fucking god! It scared the shit out of me. I jumped in my car and got in, and she just walked right past me. I'm like, that fucking movie. Like my whole body was filled with goosebumps. It kicked my ass. I really liked it. And then I showed it to somebody. I'm like, this movie was really good. And they're like, we'll see. And they watched it. And that was pretty boring. I'm like, all right, get out of my house.
What about 28 Days Later?
I think that's a for sure. Because that's on our list. Somewhere. I haven't gotten to it yet.
I'm sure it is.
I'm at 50, and it's The Horror of Dracula.
Yeah, definitely one of the old Christopher Lee movies for sure.
Yeah. The Others, remember that one?
With
Nicole Kidman?
Yeah. I actually don't think I've seen that all the way through. I heard
There's Day of the Dead. So I've got Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead. I'm going to do Day of the Dead also. I think it deserves to be at least considered. So The Howling, I'd say yes. I'm trying to see if there's a Descent. Dawn of the Dead, 2004. What about that?
It's a popular film, so I mean.
What about The Ring?
Yeah, I mean, the American one or the Japanese one? Because I prefer the Japanese one.
I can do both.
And like Ju-on or The Grudge, it's like
The Grudge was garbage. I never even bothered seeing Ju-on because I hated The Grudge.
I saw the Japanese version before I saw The Grudge, but yeah. The Ring kind of set the staple of Japanese horror for, American audiences, so I think that should.
28 Days Later is 27 on our list, on our current list.
Wow. Almost 28 days. Almost number 28.
That would have been fortuitous. The 28 is Bram Stoker's Dracula. 25 is The Beyond.
Damn.
Oh, The Taking of Deborah Logan. Did you ever see that?
I still haven't.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah. Sorry.
I love that movie. That was, again, right around the It Follows and the Babadook time. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
I was thinking of The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I still haven't seen that yet.
I thought that was really good, too. Watch that with the lights off in the dark with no other distractions. Phone down. Seriously, it's a good one. It's all about. I don't even want to ruin it for you. Here you go. Nosferatu is number 19 on our list. What about the Saw movies?
I think maybe the first one, and then that's it.
The Omen, that belongs on the list. We're getting into the top 15. Rosemary's Baby. The Fly is number 14. An American Werewolf in London is number 13. Night of the Living Dead is number 12. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't even break the top 10 in our first go-round. It's number 11. Dawn of the Dead is number 10. Halloween is number 9, people. Halloween is number 9. Hellraiser, The Shining, Psycho, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Jaws, Alien, The Thing, and that's number 1. Care to venture a guess?
I don't remember.
The Exorcist.
Ah, of course.
Yeah. I was pulling for The Thing the whole time. But it
So when you break down the top 5, that actually makes like a lot of good sense.
our top 5 currently. Yeah, so the top 5 you got Nightmare, Jaws, Alien, and then The Exorcist. Yeah, I mean, shit. The top 10 is pretty solid, I think. I mean, I love Hellraiser, but I would almost say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hellraiser should flip-flop spots. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this is our list, and it's to me, it's not in the top 10. That's a crime. To me, that's a crime. That's such a great movie. It's definitely one of my favorites. Dawn of the Dead belongs in the top 10. So compare that to the list now. Let me pull up the list now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the top 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's The Exorcist, Jaws. So Jaws is number 4 on both lists. So that's apparently a good spot for it. Alien is number 3 on our list, and The Thing is number 3. The Night of the Living Dead, and then The Thing is number 2, and then Halloween is number 1 on this fan vote, and then it's The Exorcist. The Exorcist is like number 12. No, The Exorcist is number 6 on the fan vote list. So that's why I wanted to do it. It's a social experiment, and people say they're having fun with it. When I did a live feed the other day.
How many people did we have vote on our original 100 list? Like 6 or 7?
It was 6, but we did it differently. The way we did
a more intricate.
It was based. There's 5 categories, and you gave it a score of 1 to 10 in each category, and then I took that number, or each category, I'd add up the number divided by 5, and that's the score it would get, essentially. But then I would take that final number from everybody, like you, me, and whoever else, and divide that up by how many ever people voted, and that was the final score. There's a lot of math, but I love that shit. So it was pretty cool. It kind of turned out a little bit the way I expected, but with a couple of disappointments, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm really worried about any Italian horror movie it getting voted on. It's like I thought about sharing. I may still do that. Share City of the Living Dead in that Italian group. See what they say, what they do. That Italian horror group or the Fulci group. Probably I'll give it 5 stars. And it'll jack the score right up. So that's why I haven't done it. That's like loading the vote.
The Italian Giallo group is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, either one. Yeah. But like I said, I'll keep doing this until people tell me they don't like it, or they've seen it enough.
I'm sure you have Phantasm on your list, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to do all 5.
First one.
No, I'm going to do all 5. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do them all immediately, but like the Friday the 13th, I plan on doing all the main series movies. Maybe not Hellraiser because they really fall off a cliff, but maybe like the first 3 Hellraiser movies. Probably only Texas Chainsaw 1 and 2.
That's fair.
And maybe the remake because people like the remake, but that's about it. I may not do. I'm going to do all the Halloweens and Nightmares because I did a list but from my personal preference, and it was all of the Nightmares, Halloweens, and Friday the 13th, one massive 30-plus movie list. And I'd like to do one of those with the fans, what the fans think, which, of course, Halloween's going to be number one. I think in that it was A Nightmare on Elm Street, but that was my biased vote. And that Nightmare beats Halloween all the time. And why not?
In my opinion, it does too.
I think it should. Halloween's a good movie, and I do love the movie. Let's not get it twisted. It's just I don't think it's better than a lot of horror movies. I think Halloween, just for what it is, could be a top 10, but honestly, it should just be in the top 25 somewhere. That's probably where it belongs. Somewhere Milliner is cringing.
Possibly.
He's probably not watching, but
no.
He watched that live feed the other night. I'm trying to find that list to see where I ranked them all because you know me, I love lists. I love ranking shit.
Yeah,
that's my thing. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my buddy Todd, who he was my co-creator of the Nightfall Unlimited. I said, "Hey, bud, can you teach me how to video edit? Because I want to start doing some of these top lists, you know, for our YouTube channel, so we can start building our YouTube channel up, and then just have the videos up on our website rather than me having the, you know, I mean, we could have the video and then the list, but I wanted to get some more video stuff so I can, because I really want to do a top 20 Italian horror, like we talked about last week. The top 20 that I've watched so far this year. What?
Oh, I was just thinking of like a top 20 Italian horror. Like,
I mean, you're more experienced in that than I am, but I'm going to put it together and I'll share it with you before I share it to the masses. But I've watched a lot of Italian horror in the last few months, and at least 20 of them. And I still think The Beyond is my favorite of all of them. I've watched some good ones too. What?
So going back to our possible top 100 list, if anybody's out there watching on YouTube, would you guys consider Frailty a horror movie?
I do. It's in my collection.
Movie's fucking nuts.
It's wonderful. That was the first movie me and Elizabeth watched together.
Really?
Yeah. I bought it at Blockbuster back when Blockbuster used to sell their movies for cheap. They're, you know, the previously viewed. And it had been sitting there. I was like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" First time she came over my house, we laid on the couch and watched it. She spent the night. It was wonderful. We didn't have sex, but it was the first movie we watched together. Well, technically, the first movie was a stupid Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, but like actually cuddled and watched that movie. It was pretty awesome, and that movie was damn good, you know. And Bill Paxton, that might be one of his best roles, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, Bill Paxton was amazing as like that overbearing freaking stand down father, like strictly religious and Catholic father. Like, oh, I haven't seen that movie in years, but
it's, you know,
that movie stuck with me.
But my DVD looks like shit. If there's a Blu-ray copy of it out there, I'm gonna have to get that because it stuck with me too. After the first time I saw it, it just like he was working. He was like the hands of God or whatever, you know, doing God's business, killing demons and all that shit. And it one of the kids, you know, could see exactly what he was doing. The other one didn't believe him. It was a good movie. And I think of the guy's name now. Powers Booth was in it too. It was like Powers Booth. He played the detective that I can't find this fucking post.
He was also the downed pilot in Red Dawn.
Powers Booth?
Yeah.
He was also Curly Bill Brocious in Tombstone.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in forever either.
What, Tombstone? Dude, come on. That's one of the best.
Yep, it is.
I love that movie. That is absolutely one of the best movies ever made. Well, there's even a GIF with Powers Booth as well. Bye.
It's probably Val Kilmer's best performance.
Oh yeah, but that was at a time that he was kind of a hot actor, like coming into his own, because right after that he was he played Jim Morrison right before that,
Right.
and I thought that was great. And then he played Batman, and he was Bob Kane's favorite actor to play Batman, Bruce Wayne. I found that list: Halloween, Nightmare, and Worst the Best of the big three series.
Do you remember that parody movie he did back in the 80s, Top Secret?
Hell yeah. That movie was awesome.
We were talking about parody movies earlier, and I totally didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I mean, that one kind of flies not under the radar, but like maybe not exactly a parody movie. It's just a fun, silly comedy, offbeat comedy.
It was a Zucker Brothers movie, though, before they did Top Gun. Yeah, it was the same guys that did Top Gun before Top Gun.
Naked Gun.
Yeah, maybe.
Naked Gun was 88. It came out in 86, I think. Top Secret. Yeah, that's a fun movie, and Val Kilmer's like a super heartthrob, and I like the end when they're saying their goodbyes, like in Wizard of Oz. And I'm gonna miss you most, the Scarecrow. And there's a Scarecrow guy. I guess it is a parody movie, completely. And the guys who were dressed up as a horse.
Remember that? Yeah. There's like two of them in there.
Yeah, I think one of them was a spy for the other side or whatever.
It's set in World War II.
Yeah, it's a good ass movie. It's fun. It's super fun.
I didn't think about that earlier when we were talking about those.
I have it on DVD. Yeah, I absolutely have that on DVD. Yeah, okay. Here's the top 5 of that list. The Friday the 13th Halloween list. It's the final chapter is number 5. Jason Lives is number 4. Dream Warriors is number 3. Halloween is number 2, and Nightmare is number 1.
Oof.
Wow, there's 2,500 views on that.
Excuse me.
Anyway, we are almost 2 hours in the show. What do you think?
Woohoo!
It's kind of a different show tonight. Next week it'll probably be just the two of us, unless Mike comes back from his little whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you want to do next week?
I'm not sure.
Brian's gonna be at NJ HorrorCon with Ginny and Chuck, so it'll be our show to talk about whatever. We need to figure it out early. I could hit up somebody like a Renee Rivas or a Milliner to see if they want to come on and hang out with us. If you want,
yeah, that could be fun. Just bullshit about whatever.
Yeah, we could do that. They're always fun to talk to. I'd like to get back into having guests on because it's fun, hearing these people like Jen and Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca from last week.
Yeah, it's been like last year we had a lot of guests on, and I think I got overwhelmed by it, and our show became a guest show, which I didn't like as much. I like to just bullshit about horror, but I also like mixing in the guests. So it'd be nice to have a couple more guests. I think I'm gonna put it out there because we're friends on Facebook. A lot of these people in the indie world, to see if anybody wants to come on the show and hang out with us and talk about whatever projects they're working on. I know I keep seeing Renee. I don't know if you're friends with Renee Rivas. He keeps posting about some secret project. That guy played everything extremely close to the chest.
Yeah, I am fans of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he really is very cryptic about what he says. But we'll have Milliner on again, I'm sure. He actually asked me about coming back on the show, which I thought is pretty cool. It's just sometimes it's fun to hang out and talk horror, right?
Well, I mean, maybe he's a pretty opinionated guy. We could always bring him on next week and discuss some of these matchups and what he thinks is,
I bet he would like to talk about that, honestly. I bet he would.
Yeah. Have you gotten any good mail this week?
I'll hit him up and see if he noticed. See what he thinks. again, if anybody watches this after the show's aired, I mean, we've had probably the same 3 or 4 people watching all night. Give us suggestions in the comments of what movies we should put on. I mean, we've got a hefty list ahead of us. You guys can see the collection behind me. I've got so many. We've got so many movies we could pick from. I mean, and this could go on for a long time. I'd like to have the list up by Halloween. The top 100 fan vote list. I think that's doable.
I think there's plenty of time. I think.
Yeah.
Do you have any new mail this week?
No, I haven't. Well, no,
you were taking a break.
No. I was trying to. And then Mike's a son of a bitch. I did get mail, but it was on Sunday, and it was street trash.
Yeah.
So, and I say Mike's a son of a bitch because I watched this on Shudder, and I was like, this movie's fucking insane, but I like it, and I feel like I need to add it to my collection. He's like, oh, it's only $15 on Amazon. I was like, you son of a bitch. I was not going to buy any movies till next month, and then he mentions that. I look it up, and there it is, $15. And then it's a Synapse release, which is really cool because Synapse always has reversible art, but then it has like a spread inside it, which I love. But one of the best things about it is if you want to, you can make, if you're familiar with Street Trash, you can make your own bottle of Viper because it's got a sticker for it, like the bottle of Viper from the movie.
My copy didn't have that sticker.
She bought it used.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it used?
Like $12.
$3 difference, and you could add that sticker. And then the other thing, because it was sitting in my cart when I put Street Trash in my cart, was Contamination, the Italian horror flick that my brother-in-law bought it. Now I got jealous because that's how I do it. But there's a documentary that I really want to watch on here that he was telling me about. And the one thing I hate about Arrow Blu-rays is, what are you doing? What is that? Is that Contamination? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a son of a bitch too. But there's supposed to be a documentary about how Italian horror is trying to make. I don't remember. I can't find it because they put a whole fucking paragraph on here instead of separating it like Americans do. Brand new commentary. There's a commentary with my guy Ian McCulloch. The Sound of the Cyclops. This is a weird ass movie. There's these things pulsate and eventually make your chest explode if you stand too close to it. It's so weird. It is on Shudder. Here it is. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, a critical analysis of the Italian cash-in. Cashing in on American horror films. That's what they're doing. I may watch that when I get done here tonight because that was part of the reason I bought this. I mean, it does have some great looking artwork too.
Yeah, that's the original one. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I dig it. I wish it had a slipcover, but I'm cool. This is, oddly enough, this is my only Arrow that's Italian. All the other ones are like Synapse or what's that one? Grindhouse or Blue Underground. So what'd you get? Anything?
Yep. It's not strictly horror, but it's an action overlord.
Okay.
Haven't seen it yet, but it's a Nazi exploitation film. Zombies. Have you seen previews for it?
Yeah, isn't that in the same universe with Cloverfield?
That I do not know, but it's set in World War II, and it's produced by J.J. Abrams, so maybe.
I know they were supposed to make 2 movies after 10 Cloverfield Lane came out.
Yeah.
But I have no idea if that's the other one. I know there's the one that was on...
it's on Netflix, the Clover Project or something.
I actually like that, The Paradox.
Paradox, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people who actually like that movie.
But my other big steal of the week, I did it.
You got it!
I did it.
Oh, beautiful.
I did it.
He got it. Oh, they can touch. How great is the condition?
It's awesome. Like there's no nicks or anything. It's even got like the backside of it. Still.
Oh, cool. Did I take mine off? Yeah, I took mine off. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you.
The discs are flawless. Looking at it, like compared to what you could buy it for at new, $68 is a fucking steal. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's out of print, and I mean they just announced they're doing the Blu-ray box set.
And I just bought it, so guaranteed next month it's going to be on Blu-ray.
It's going to drop. They're like Scream Factory's releasing the Tombs of the Blind Dead in a coffin.
God damn it.
Holy shit. I am so sorry, guys. I'm a guest at White Rose Comic-Con this week. And I'm out of town. That's from Lombardo.
Is that Lombardo?
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just got that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I just said thanks, Boo. Next week we'll queef together.
Yeah.
That's okay. No big deal. No, I guess Overlord had nothing to do with Cloverfield. I thought I heard that somewhere.
So maybe there still is another one coming out.
I don't know. I swear that there was 2 Cloverfield movies supposed to come out. Maybe the reception of that Paradox one ruined that from happening. I liked it. I love that they dropped it right after the Super Bowl. Ooh, Super 8. Have you seen that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good movie. It's not a horror movie, I don't think, but it's a good movie.
Kind of it has a Stranger Things feel because it's little kids.
Very much so, Stranger Things. I mean, they're filming their own movie. It takes place in the early 80s. You know, one of the cool, it has throwbacks because there's a Halloween poster on one of the kids' walls, you know, and they're making a zombie movie.
Stranger Things before Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly. And man, I'll tell you, Stranger Things, I cannot wait for Stranger Things. I'm going to watch the first 2 seasons with Reynolds because he's never seen it. I think he'll love it. Based on what he's been watching lately. By the way, he watched the 2 Hellboy movies and loved those. I don't know if you're into those, but he really wants to watch the Terminator movies and the Conan movies. I'm a little worried about the Conan movies with all the tits.
The first one, yeah. The second one's PG. He might be okay with that.
Okay, so here it is. Cloverfield Paradox was one, and then J.J. Abrams went on to say that there is a Cloverfield sequel coming very soon.
To the original one.
Yeah, I'm guessing, yeah.
Interesting.
Who knows? Well, J.J.'s working on Star Wars, so I'd have to go after that. God, this video.
That dude's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah. Well, he also took part in remastering Phantasm. That's his favorite movie. Did you know that?
Yeah. And I think I got the cheap DVD set, so I do have the remastered version of that.
Yeah, that's his favorite movie.
HD,
and he named the character Captain Phasma after Phantasm.
Huh?
The character Captain Phasma in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The silver armor, he named her after Phantasm. Here's the Blu-ray. It looks and sounds great. It also came with my collection, but the collection came out after this, so I'm glad to own that.
That's the Silver Stormtrooper?
Yeah, she's
Brienne of Tarth?
Yeah, yep, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Another show that I'm going to start watching. I just started watching True Blood again. Have you ever watched that?
No.
It's about vampires and stuff, and it's okay. I just needed something to kind of binge, so I put that on. I've been taking a break from horror because we are. What is it? March 22nd. Let me look at my official count in my quest to watch a ton of horror movies. 500 this year. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm up to 119 in 2019 for horror movies. Adding The Void last night and both the Thing movies today. So, Summer 84 was the last one I'd watched before I took my break. I needed a break after that one.
That one's tough for anybody to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I just that's not why I took a break. It's just I was looking for a movie to watch on Saturday last week, and I couldn't. I was like, oh, nothing's like blowing my skirt up. So I ended up watching. What did I watch? Oh, I watched the American Crime Story, the assassination of Gianni Versace.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I watched the O.J. Simpson one. I like that, and it's made by the same people who make American Horror Story. So I've been wanting to watch it. I don't care about Gianni Versace at all, but I like shows like that. So I watched that, and it was okay. And then I started watching the Rambo movies and stuff like that. And then I started watching True Blood. I watched the first season of True Blood just because I haven't seen it since like 2014, I guess. The distant contamination.
I knew it was a vampire show.
Vampers.
Mm-hmm.
They're all from Louisiana. It's a vampire show. It's like, it's not like Twilight, but it came out around the same time as Twilight and all the vampire uprising, this semi-vampire. But it's a little bit more hardcore.
That was on HBO, right?
Yeah, it's a good show. If you ever get a chance to get around to watching it, I think you and the wife will get a kick out of watching it. It's pretty good. The thing I like about watching TV shows versus movies is you get a sense of community, watch characters develop and change and different arcs in the movies or in the shows. Movies are, generally just a single serving, where you watch a show and it's continuous, and like there are 6 or 7 seasons of that. And I'm going to go through them all. And then they announced that Supernatural's ending, so I can finally start watching Supernatural now knowing it's going to end. Because I gave up watching it because, I don't know, did you ever watch it?
Watch what?
Supernatural.
Oh, yes. I love Supernatural.
Yeah, I stopped watching it because it's just like, God damn it, I can't keep up with it. So stopped watching it, and now it's going to end after next year, and I can finally watch it to its conclusion. I had been watching it from the beginning. It was one of those shows that I just started watching out of nowhere. Back in 2005, I think. So
yeah, 15. It's going to end in the 15th season.
Yeah. And people are sad about it. I'm like, 15 years, people. That's a long ass time.
These guys are fucking 40 now.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus. I mean, they were upset about it. I think CW is canceling a lot of their shows because Arrow's being canceled too. They're not canceled. I don't know if it's being canceled or just ending. But anyway, we'll get off here and go do other things, I guess. For Bryan.
I got it! I got it!
When did that come in?
Yesterday.
And you're just now telling me about it?
Yeah, I wanted to save it for the pod.
I'm so happy you got it.
We were talking about it last week, and I pulled the trigger.
It came with everything?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That is wonderful, man. I'm so excited for you. I mean, they don't look great, but I mean that's the best set that's available for that. I don't think that they might be the only set that's available.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can buy them standalone for the same amount of money.
Right. Well, how much? I mean, the only one that's on Blu-ray is the Night of Seagulls or whatever, right?
The last one, yeah.
Yeah, the Night of the Seagulls is the only one on Blu-ray, and that's from Scream Factory. I think that's the problem is, the Blue Underground contract was up, and they're all up in the air now. So that's what I think, anyway. I wouldn't say no to a Scream Factory Blu-ray set.
No. If you're out there, I will reluctantly buy a Blu-ray set.
Yes, and as we wrap up tonight's long show, the Lost Boys Top 100 voting is up now. So go vote on that. Me and Jared are going to get off this show and do other things. We're going to move on with our life. Probably talk about Paul Goldschmidt signing for 5 years with the Cardinals.
150 mil.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that much.
130?
It's still a ton, but anyway, Jared, if you want to say where they can find you.
Yeah, guys, if you're still out there, you guys can follow me on Facebook at Jerry Letourneau or on the Twitterverse at zombie_survivor.
And you can follow me at Razor33 on Instagram because I don't care about Twitter. And then follow the Horror Syndicate and keep voting on all the top 100 fan votes. We appreciate every single vote we get.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and be mindful of how you vote. Don't just throw a 5-star on there if it's not a 5-star movie.
Or don't just give us a thumbs up because that means
don't give us a thumbs up because every time we get a thumbs up, it's like a thumb in my back. So anyway, have a good night. We'll see you all next week.